Okay, so welcome to another episode of Elite Psyche, the mental toughness show. We interview people that we consider in our eyes are elite, that are special. And we know that people that are elite, they have to be mentally strong. They have to go through some things to get to the top and get to wherever they're doing. And we know that it's combined, being elite and being mentally strong also. So that's what we call the show, Elite Psyche, the mental toughness show. And today the show is sponsored by New Spira. And New Spira is a company that has the latte mushrooms, company that has the black latte coffee. Hey, and also they have a detox tea called Vibe. You see that VIAB? That means vitamin, okay, vitamin in a bottle. So they got the vitamin in a bottle. They have the black mushroom coffee and the latte mushroom coffee. Man, every sip counts. Every moment counts. All right. Let's rock and roll here. My guest today is Miss Candice Kilgore, Just Candice K. There you go. Just Candice K. And Just Candice K is a branding expert, online instructor, graphic designer, health and beauty influencer, and a lifestyle curator, and probably a multitude of other things that she's qualified to do. And I'm excited to have her today on Elite Psyche. So how's it going, Miss Candice?
It's going great. It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay,
I'm so excited and thankful to be here with you today.
How was your day today?
It felt all over the place a little bit. Normally
Really?
my days are pretty structured and routine wise, but today it was a little bit all over the place, but I'm okay with that. I'm
Okay,
good.
so
I'm here. I'm
you in
ready.
Charlotte. You're in Charlotte, right?
I am
Okay.
in Charlotte, North
What they
Carolina.
call Charlotte.
Charlotte. Gotta say it right.
That's it. Charlotte.
Well, it is
All right,
lit.
so
It's hot too.
yeah. Let's jump right into this thing and talk about. I got a few questions that I want to ask you. How did you get into this graphic design business first? How did that happen for you?
Okay, so graphic design for me, I've always been interested in the arts. Since I was young, I loved to draw, dance, all of that. So I knew that when I got older, I would be doing something in the arts field. But and I love computers. So I knew I would do something with technology as well because when the computer came out and things started, I was like, okay, the way of the future is definitely technology. So I knew that I would do something in that field, didn't quite know what. So went on, worked like, regular job. I think I was at a call center, and I actually stumbled upon graphic design during a hard time. I had just had my third child and moved back in with my father. I was living in Charlotte, moved back to Asheville, North Carolina, where I'm from, with my father after having my third child, because I was really running from a bad relationship, to just be honest. So anyway, I was there at the house with him doing some odd end jobs to, try to bring in income. And I had started a party promotion business. So I was doing a party promotion business with a friend of mine, and we needed a flyer for an event that we had planned. So I was like, okay, I think I can, figure something out. So long story short, I found Photoshop in my dad's basement, whipped out that flyer, and was like, okay, I'm kind of good at this. So then I went to YouTube Academy. I started looking at all the Photoshop videos that I could find, because I was really like, I really love doing this, these flyers. I could make money, off of doing this. And then I put out an ad on Facebook, not even an ad. I just posted it on my wall, and I said, $25 flyers. Who needs one? And of course, I got a lot of people needing it. And then the rest is history.
Wow.
So
wow.
Now here we are.
And how long ago was
later.
that? 13 years?
Yeah. So my youngest, it was I moved back, when I had my youngest. Now she's 13. So I started right after she was born and did not stop.
Okay, so with the graphic design, what can you do for people? You do the flyers and what
Yep.
else?
So, of course, I started out designing flyers. I
Mm-hmm.
moved on to design like websites, logos, business cards, anything that a business needs to represent themselves, visually. I can pretty
Mm-hmm.
much do it. I've done like children's book illustrations, which I'll never do again. I threw myself into that situation, but it
Right.
was a really big situation that turned out really good and helped to catapult me. But boy, was it a learning experience going through it. It's kind of like one of those things you take on a job and you really don't know everything you're doing, but you learn along the way.
Well, yeah, that's that's how you do it.
Woo!
See, that's an entrepreneur spirit to do
Yes,
that, because
yes,
most people, their problem is they got to see the next step, and they got to see all the steps instead of just keep stepping.
absolutely.
And as an entrepreneur, you just get out there. You
Oh
like,
yeah.
hey, I'm gonna make it, or I'm gonna have to get back up and do it again. So
Yes.
speaking of that, let me ask you this, because I had a question that says, I wrote it down like single mother, right?
Yep. Single mom
So
of three.
how do you juggle all this stuff as an entrepreneur?
Well, you just like
What are the ages?
you break down and you cry, you go to the store. No, really. So I would say in the earlier years,
Wait a minute. What, you got to tell me the ages of three.
Oh, okay. So my children now are 21, 13, and 16.
Wow.
So we're past the hard times now as far
Okay.
as their age. They're self-sufficient now. But during those earlier years, when you have like a storm outside and like the rain is going real hard and the wind is blowing lightning. So
Mm-hmm.
just imagine that. And then imagine this woman out there and she just walking through and she just holding on. So that's what it felt like.
Mm-hmm.
It felt really hard. However, I just kept going. I was consistent. I had no type of work family life balance. I just knew that I needed to do what I needed to do at the time to get those bills paid and to keep surviving. I remember my son, he played AAU basketball, and I used to come to every game with my computer on my lap. I would work it. So I was so
Yeah.
happy when you have to wait in between games. I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's time. I can work. Right when his game come up, I'll shut it and like I'm up and I'm watching this game. But really just sticking through it, like through those times. But now, of course, through all of that and through all the hard times and through all those hardships, I've developed balance. I've developed routines. I've developed systems and processes that are keeping me going now.
Wow. So
I got a horn.
you travel at UT?
Did he travel?
Yeah. Did you travel, or you did all the home games?
No, I was mom and dad and everybody.
Wow.
No. But
Okay.
no, I was traveling. And I will say I had a great support system. But no, I
Okay.
did have to travel.
So is he still playing ball, or he stopped?
He's playing football now. So he was doing basketball, switched over to football. But
Wow.
when he was younger, I wouldn't let him play football because I was scared. He was small. So I was just terrified. But then his 8th grade year, he started playing football. It's his senior year now. He's doing great, really good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. So what are the three things that must be included in your daily routine? Because I got about 6 more, but I want to make sure I got that one right.
Yes. Okay. So three things that have to be included in my daily routine. So number one, I have to have my morning time. I have to have my morning time to myself. This is the time that I spend just quiet, just nobody gets to come into this time because I have to give myself that time, because if not, you're not going to like the person that
Right.
So I have to have my quiet time, my time to, pray, my time to meditate, my time to listen to like my podcast. I actually clean while I'm listening to my podcast in the morning. And I found that cleaning in the morning works for me, and it's very therapeutic. I think my cousin was telling me that it's like a moving meditation. I didn't realize that's what I was doing, but I guess that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, cleaning.
Yeah, so I have to have my morning time, daily movement. So I at least try to go to the gym 3 times a week at least. But if I don't go to the gym, I make sure that I'm outside walking, running, doing some type of home exercise. Like I have to get that movement in just to, keep myself looking right, to stay healthy. And number 3, my sleep. I got to get my sleep. Like, because without my sleep, I guess I learned my sleep during that storm and that time with those kids and not having no sleep and just operating. And I was crazy. Like I was just all everywhere. So I have my sleep now, because if I don't, I just don't operate properly.
So why am I just hearing about your podcast? So you have it on Spotify or something?
Who, me?
Yeah. Oh, you said podcast, different podcasts you listen to.
Oh yeah, no, different podcasts that I listen to.
All right, because you said my podcast.
Like, well, I'm just hearing about it too.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. Because I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. You got a podcast?
No, you just,
give me another, bruh.
Your spirit is picking something up that I'm working on. Something.
That's what you should be doing, right?
I will be. I am in the midst of that, but we got to get through this part first.
Okay. So I think that you probably got a lot of routines. Tell me why routines? First of all, I mean, not first of all, but first thing, how long is your quiet time?
Oh, so I have to have an hour at least.
Okay.
Like I really shoot for an hour. 30 minutes is good, but like when I'm, not traveling and it's just my normal regular schedule, I have to have an hour at least. So I would say for the past 3 months, I've been consistently waking up between 4:30 and 6. Like I cannot sleep past 6 o'clock. So if I wake up at 4:30, I got all the way through. So this is what I do. So I get up and immediately I'll start, like making my bed and going through my quiet time. But so I would say from basically at 8 o'clock, from 7 to 9, I will work on like work and personal projects and things I need to do. So I'll take 2 focused hours from 7 to 9 to do actual work, like surrounding for my business. But so let's say I wake up at 6 o'clock, I have from 6 to 7 to do my me time. If I wake up at 4:30, I got from 4:30 to 7 to do whatever I want to during that time. And then 7 to 9 is my focused working time. And then a lot of times I only need 2 hours in a day, that focused time of my work, and then the rest of the day is mine.
Okay. Now that's what I'm talking about. Entrepreneur right there.
Yes, so, I had to learn that. Because before the work day was spread, it was 24 hours.
Yeah. Everything. So
yes.
Tell me about these planners and how you're helping people make planners.
Okay, so the planners that I create, basically I teach people how to create planners using Canva. So the online software Canva, it's really easy to use once you use it a couple times and over. I basically teach them how to go in, create their own planners. It could be like an annual planner, a daily planner, a journal, a workbook. I teach them how to create their own and upload it to Amazon KDP, and they sell it to their customers, because Amazon KDP, they have the print on demand service. So basically, once your book is up there and posted, you can just focus on driving traffic to that book and selling it. You don't have to focus on ordering a whole bunch of books, and then hoping that they're going to sell.
Okay.
So people, for me, since I do have a lot of routines and things in place, I tell people that, hey, somebody may be able to pick up on whatever type of routines and systems that you have in place. Other people may be able to take those things and use them and utilize them utilize them in their life, and it'll work for them. And what better way to deliver that to them through like a planner or a workbook,
Okay.
So basically you can take them through a self-guided planner or workbook, and basically change lives through this one thing that you set down, you took time to create, you published it, and now for the rest of your life, or however long Amazon KDP stays up, you have it there and you're able to sell it.
So, people actually, because I thought I was the only one still using planners. I thought everybody used their phone. I thought everybody just do everything on their phone. That's not the case.
We do. So I actually teach them how to do digital versions as well. So you can use PDF annotation apps like GoodNotes, and they have some other ones. But basically, I teach them how to create digital planners that they can use on their, on their laptops, or not laptops, but their iPads and phones as well. But I do, you and I know that writing it does something in the universe and in the psyche, right?
So let it be written.
Yeah.
So let it be written. So let it be done.
Yes.
So, tell me about the health and beauty influencer. What do you do with that?
Okay, so I forgot that I had that on there, to be honest. Okay. But I will say that I have tried to do several different affiliate programs and things. And actually, I'm not going to name the company, but that's where I came across you through a mutual friend, through one of the affiliate companies that I was involved in. So with that, this is my theory on that. So I have, I'm a Mary Kay saleswoman, but I don't really do it. Just to be honest, I don't do it because I need to. I use the products. So my theory around this is that everybody should be paid off of something that they do daily. So I wash my face daily. If there's an affiliate program, I should be signed up with whatever it is that I'm washing my face with. Just like if you take vitamins daily, if you do this or that, there should be some type of affiliate program that you should be tied to. So I'm not doing the best that I can right now, just to be honest. However, I know that this is going to be a lifelong process. I just don't like drive myself crazy. Like, oh, why aren't you doing it? Or you didn't make the sales call. You didn't do this and that and that. I just know with time and consistency and building it into one of my daily habits, it'll come easier for me. So
and speaking it.
It's a little dormant right now. However,
I got you.
In the works.
Just keep speaking it. It's gonna happen.
Yes.
So, branding expert, talk a little bit about that.
So with branding, basically anytime you have a business, you need to make sure that your branding looks good. If you look at all the professional companies out there, you got Target, you got Walmart, you got Sprint, you got the Apple Store. If you look at all their stuff, it's nice, it's clean, it's together, and it looks good. So as a small business owner, no matter how big or small your business is, you need to make sure that your stuff that you're putting out there looks good. And that goes, with the imagery, the images of yourself that you're putting out, your logo, your color scheme, making sure that it's a good color scheme that matches your brand and matches the just the aesthetic of your brand and the message that your brand is putting forth. So as you and I know, there's a lot of people out there misrepresenting themselves with the branding. Like they have a great product, but some of their branding is running people away. It's truly important. So when I first started with graphic design, I was known to just call people out. Like, y'all stop posting those ugly flyers. I would just say it all the time. I was just irritated by it. And that's really one of the reasons I started teaching my online courses. So now I teach business owners how to take Canva and how to design some of their own flyers, websites, things like that, how to make it look good. Because my theory is, if you're going to take that long to create that ugly flyer, just give me an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show you everything you need to do.
Yeah. The flyers, some flyers out there look really awful.
It's just too much. And, some are just overwhelming. It's like 1,000 words, and it's just like, I'm not reading that. I'm
Yeah.
just too overwhelmed to even figure out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a code, you're trying to figure out what it's saying, and no.
So you got courses on that people can. Where do they go? Where do they go to get those courses?
So you can go to DIYmybrand.com, and you're going to find all types of courses on there surrounding like designing your own flyers inside of Canva, the journals and the planners. I have full courses that teach you how to do that. I have courses that'll teach you how to create your own website. I have a course that'll teach you how to make a magazine inside of Canva and launch like a magazine website. So there's plenty of things for entrepreneurs to jump on there and do. And it's definitely okay to have a graphic designer. You need a graphic designer on your team, but some of those things that you just want to get in there and do quickly, it's great if you can learn how to do it, so that you can save money and time, and you can stop driving your graphic designer crazy trying to get it, trying to get them to get it done
Right.
today when you needed it 5 days ago.
So now I noticed just going through your website a little bit and looking at, and I noticed some of your text and what you were saying, that so you're pretty affordable for new people who just need a website and stuff like that. Because I know some people just their stuff is just
it's high.
Yeah. So how do you decide on that for a website? How do you,
as far as pricing, or
for a new person calls you or DMs you or whatever and say, I need a website, I'm just starting my business, I'm really on a tight budget.
Right.
How do you don't got to give me a price, but how do you decide the price?
Well, actually, I have all my prices up, so that makes it easy. I have all my prices up. I have all my packages laid out. I do use Wix for websites, and I like using Wix for websites for business owners. I used to use WordPress. However, I find that for business owners, WordPress in the back end it's a lot. And with WordPress, it's not as stable, and you can lose your whole website and not know where it'll just go into cyberspace and you'll never see it again. So with Wix, they have done a great job with making their backend really user friendly. They have a team that you can actually call. Now you might have to wait, but you can actually call them and get them on the phone. So I offer websites that are built out on the Wix platform. And so pretty much the reason I'm able to give such a great rate is because I have pre-made templates and things that I have already, set and ready, and I'm just plugging their information in. Templates that I feel like, okay, you have this type of business, then we're going to go with this for you. And as long as your imagery looks good, your logo's looking good, I can handle the rest. And if you come to me with a crazy looking logo, I might say, okay, well, are you married to this logo? If they say no, I'll say, okay, well, we may need to look into changing this. And then if you don't want to change this, we might need to just do a text only logo.
Right.
We got to take all of that stuff out. So no, I have great packages. Now my packages, they're on my mother website, which is thinkcreatebuild.com. So when I started this, my whole graphic design company, I started it as thinkcreatebuild.com. So DIY My Brand is for those wanting to do it themselves. So do it yourself. Thinkcreatebuild.com is where you're going to find the done for you services, such as my logos, my websites. I have like a customer appreciation sale going on right now where you can get a pretty decent package for a great price, like under $600.
Thinkcreatebuild.com.
Yep.
Okay. That's pretty
and that
cool.
Came because the process, because you got to think it.
Right. Yeah.
Once you think it, it's creating it. Right. And then we're going to build it from there.
So let's say we're in downtown Atlanta and we're in a high-rise building, and I get on the elevator on the 30th floor. You step on 2. We going down. I say, so tell me what you do, Candice.
Oh.
Tell me before we get to the first floor.
My elevator pitch is horrible. I don't have one, but I'm
Really?
Okay. We're up there before we get to the first floor.
Yeah, got 30 floors.
Okay. So I'm a graphic designer and brand strategist. I actually design websites, logos, business cards, and things like that for people. And I actually teach business owners how to design their own websites and flyers and things like that. That's all I got.
That's it.
Are we there? Are we on the floor yet?
No, we still going. Down. No,
oh, okay.
We're just on the 20th floor now.
Okay.
What about did we do the lifestyle curator? Did we talk about that?
Well, see that. Okay. So that's more on my back end. That's kind of more of my baby. And that's like, I'm working on it. So I don't have nothing for that yet.
So the lifestyle curator and the health and beauty influencer kind of like you working on those.
Right, because to be honest, the graphic design that has fed me and my family. I've been able to grow it to a 6-figure business and doing more. So now I'm like, also another thing, I wasn't ready. Thank you.
That's an applause, Valerie.
Thank you.
6-figure business. Hey, that's cool. And then
Thank you. Thank you, Valerie. No, so I was able to do that. And actually, I'm going to teach others to do the same. I'm going to teach them how to start their own graphic design company and things like that. That's something else I'm working on. But to go back to the lifestyle, and the mindset type stuff, and this is speaking more on the mindset. So I do have a website that I'm not even trying to promote like that, but it's called poisedpeople.com. And
wait a minute. Why are you not trying to promote?
Well, because it's still my baby.
Oh, okay. So it's
kind of fine. You can put it up there. It's fine. Okay. It's up there. But
no, spell it for.
It's poised. So POISED. So poised, and then people.com. So poisedpeople.com.
People.com. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I told you had 5 sites before, and I was just joking.
I know. So
tell us about that.
Right.
Is that it right there?
One second. Let me grab this. Okay. So this is something I created that's on poisedpeople.com. And this site is all about mindset stuff. So basically on it isn't. Okay. So basically with poisedpeople.com, this is my way to share what I'm learning with other people. I know that I'm going to be speaking more on stuff like this, but honestly, I wanted to get solid in it first before I could talk to other people. And because I know you, Tony, as a reader, when you're reading stuff and you're trying to get it, sometimes you're like, what is this saying? Or, people are like, oh, that's a great book you're reading. What are you reading? And you're like trying to figure out a way to explain what you're reading. So I wanted this site to be a way for me to break down kind of in layman's terms to the everyday person, of how to operate in this life and just give them tips and tidbits, things that are helping me. I wanted to help them. So that's basically what this website is and growing. And like I said, I'm taking my time with it because my graphic design, that's feeding me. Now, that I'm stable in that area, I can explore more with the other things that I want.
The sign you held up, do you make things bigger than that?
Oh, yeah. So there's a company.
What's the back of that? How does it look like?
It's a mat. So it's so neat. Okay. So you see this just hangs. And I got to hide my nail because it's broke. So
okay. All right. Okay. So
it's cool. A mat, right? Mm-hmm. And there's a company called Printify.com. They will print and ship these to your customers. Really? Yes. It is so awesome. So that's another thing that I teach. So it's Printify. So PRINTIFY. Yep, Printify.com. They have all types of stuff that they will print and ship to your sorry, I just grabbed this. This is another company I ain't talked about, but this is from Printify also. This is called Blosom. That's my online magazine. I forgot, but printify, print it and print it.
Look, you can't make all the money, Candice. You
Well,
can't.
I'm just trying to be an Oprah out here, okay?
I got you.
Something like that.
All right. So now, what do you do on that site?
So Blosom.com, that highlights not just women, it highlights businesses that are catered to women. So it's really a website to just highlight them, highlight what they have going on in their businesses. And I'm ready to talk about it yet. So
Okay.
let me bring it up.
I got you. Man. So
yeah. So wait, where was I at?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I was talking about poised people and why I'm not
Okay.
kind of promoting that. So I'm
All right.
I'm slowly but surely getting my feet wet.
Okay.
Yep.
So tell me 3 of your favorite books.
3 of my favorite books. I had them. I got to remember the ones that I sent to you that were my favorite. So it's Creative Mind, and that one's by Ernest Holmes.
Right.
And then I love The Art of Life.
Okay.
And then I do love The Power of the Subconscious Mind. And I probably told you some other ones, but those.
No,
3.
you told me the one Ben something.
Like, Joseph Benner.
Yes.
Oh,
and that's
The Impersonal Life.
The Impersonal Life. Now,
yes.
I immediately went to YouTube and I pulled up Benner.
Yep.
Now I also went and looked it up on and read the first 2 chapters, but I told you I listened to the whole audio. It was 4 hours long.
Yeah.
And man, it kind of reminds me of I would say not really, because he goes deeper. I was going to say Outwitting the Devil. Have you read that?
No. What is it called? Oh, I'm excited. I'm getting my notes out to put it in here.
It's called Outwitting the Devil. I hope that's the right name.
Outwitting the Devil.
Yeah, it's Napoleon Hill.
Oh, okay. So I may have listened to it and not known that I was listening to it, because you know how they all come together sometimes. But
in this book, he says he's interviewing the devil.
Oh,
yeah, and so
that sounds good.
It's interesting conversation. It's real interesting conversation throughout. So
I'm gonna go order that.
Yeah, I thought everybody had read Outwitting the Devil.
You got
me. Yeah. Well, you got me with Bender. So tell me, any like phrases or terms that you use a lot every day, like the things, affirmations that you say, or you like what you have on your wall or anything. Is what are those that you look at and say every day?
You know what? One that I do look at and I say every day is the one that you talked to me about. Be still and know that I am
God. Okay.
Yes. So be still and know that I am God. And honestly, I use that anytime I'm like freaking out a little bit, or just, in my head. I'm in a place where now I've gotten to this place where I can sit back and I can watch my mind going back.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, you are tripping. It's like it's my mind just talking, and I'm sitting back here like, really? So what I'll do to quiet that chatter is I just close my eyes and I say, be still and know that I am God. And just like in that book, I'll say it over and over, be still and know that I'm God. And it just kind of ushers in his presence. Not that his presence was ever gone, because it's never gone. This was just too loud.
Right.
You just talking so much. You couldn't hear, creating this this crazy scenario. So you couldn't hear. So I do say that a lot. And
this happened to me the other day. It was like, And I stopped and I just said, I know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I know what you're doing. And then I
Yep.
started saying, the day is a great day. I'm happy,
Yes.
healthy, and wealthy. I'm happy, healthy,
Yes.
and wealthy. And I kept saying it over and over and over.
You have
And
to.
because that voice is gonna come in. I'm like, I know what
Every
you're
day.
doing. Yeah. I'm
Yes.
like,
That
no.
was me yesterday. I was
Yeah.
just like, okay.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a part of the just slow down. Whenever
Mhm.
when you said, "Oh, why didn't you go?" I needed to just be still.
Right.
Girl,
So I'm
relax.
gonna say this: to have a 6-figure business and you have a ton of freedom. Now, a lot of people out here lying about their $1 million businesses, they're like 6 figures is nothing. Man, please.
Right.
The 91%, I say 92% of the country don't make that.
Yes,
Only
right.
8% of people make that. And so for
Wow.
you to be doing that and then having your freedom is great. Now, but you have to tell us one of your toughest stories, because people always see
Ooh.
the winning part. Tell us something that you went through
Oh
that most
God.
people probably wouldn't have gone through it, and you was thinking,
I'm trying to think of how to keep this short. I'm trying to think
uh,
of which story to tell. I'm trying to think of how not to tell all my business.
well, yeah, that too,
Um,
So yeah,
okay, let me
because a
think.
lot of things you go through, people never know, and you're right. Sometimes they don't need to know. It's just that
Right.
you went through that. You decide on when you want to say it or not, but I understand where you are with that. And I know that anybody
Mhm.
who's won in life, who won anything and been in business or sports or in anything,
Yeah,
that they have a winning record, they have gone through some things. And
absolutely.
you just don't, unless you was born into a rich family or something like that, and they just hand
Right.
like Trump. But go ahead.
Oh gosh.
I didn't say that.
Oh, right. We're gonna move
Yeah.
on past that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would have to say that and I'm just gonna I don't know how this all about to come out, but just let it go.
Okay. All right.
So definitely several times being okay, no, I know one. I know of one. There was a trip I had planned for my kids to Colorado with a girlfriend of mine. And she was like, "Hey, you guys, you want to go to Colorado?" I'm like, "Colorado? Like, what
Yeah.
are we doing out there?" She's like, let's just do it. I've just been thinking about it. We can do it. So I'm like, "Yeah, I'll go." And this is when I don't know how many years ago. We can probably go back on my Facebook and see exactly when it was.
Mhm.
I would say maybe 3 years ago. And
Okay.
business is looking good, business is going good. Because one thing, when you start making money, if you're not taught how to spend it, how to save
Right.
it, how to use it, you'll
Yep.
spend it right up. And
Yep.
like you'll be looking like somebody stole something from
Right.
you.
What
I
happened?
think
Yeah.
somebody's stealing my money.
Right.
Yeah, so I just was, I'm making money, not really money conscious and knowing how to spend money and things like that. So I remember needing to get some ski stuff before the trip. Like I think I'd already paid for the flight.
Mhm.
Basically, I didn't have all the money to take the trip.
Okay.
Like I didn't. I just was walking on faith, like
I got you.
literally.
Okay.
So I remember being there to get the ski stuff. And my kid and ski stuff is expensive.
Expensive. Yeah, it's real
I have
expensive.
no idea. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God. So we're in the
Mhm.
mall and my kids picking up everything. And I remember in my account at that time, I probably only had like $20. All right.
Okay.
Stuff is well over $20.
Right.
So I'm just okay. Well, we'll look around, look and see. We're standing in line. And um the kids don't know, I don't know. All of a sudden, PayPal. I get like a big order that I was like waiting on
Wow.
comes in right before like I'm right there about to go check out and everything. So I go, I get the stuff. And I actually showed my kids that in that moment. I said, "Guys, I didn't know if I was going to be able to get this stuff." I was like, I really didn't. And I was like, "Look, I just received this payment." I was like, God is good. I just
Right.
want to show you guys, keep going. Like I could have said, no, I don't want to take that trip. It's too expensive. Or, I could have just backed out and said no, but, and I didn't have to share that moment with them, but I wanted to share it with them that there's going to be times, where everything looks okay, but you got to trust God. You got to keep pushing forward, moving forward. There's been plenty of times I've been at the grocery store and they're, about to pay for the stuff. And I look like, well, went past zero.
Yeah, right.
Something that came in and snatched my account past zero. I'm like, okay, guys, we're gonna regroup.
Yeah.
And we're not getting the groceries right then.
Right.
And I gotta go, and figure some stuff out. But there was a lot of that in those younger years. There was a lot of that. And when I could say, I'm thankful for those times and those years and those hard times, because without those hard times, I would not be who I am right now. I would not want that at all. None of it. Keep all of it there, because it's built a very strong individual that's standing on business.
So we're gonna wrap it up, but I want to ask you this: were you visualizing everything that you have now, or just happened? Were you thinking about these different things you was gonna put together? And
absolutely, I was. I wasn't doing it as good as I know to do it now, because I was just kind of doing those things, I guess most of my adult life, I was dibbling and dabbing into positive affirmation type things. So, but it was just kind of like things you hear, like, oh, okay, it's positive mindset, do this, do that, do that. But until I was just doing them, and I've always been a person, being a creative person, nobody can really tell you no. Like, I'm like, oh no, I'm going to figure out how to do it. Like, I've just been always the type of person that I'm like, if you tell me no, I'm going to sit there and figure out how I can, what I can do. So I've always been like that since I was younger. Like, I've always known that I wanted to be an entrepreneur, that I would own my own business. I knew that. So I would always think big. And I've had people like, oh, that's too big. Like, and I come from a small city, North Carolina, Asheville, North Carolina. I've had people like, oh, you're thinking too big. Like, girl, you're not gonna do all that. So, but I've always been a big thinker. And actually my courses, I wish I had that notebook, but I had wrote down, I want to say in 2000, I have to look back, but I want to say it was like in 2016, maybe, that I would launch online courses. And then, of course, and I said I would launch like my one online course. Now I have, I guess, like maybe 14 or 15 courses and growing. But I actually wrote it down in a journal, and I have it, and I can look at that and see. And I actually showed my kids the same thing. And
wow. Okay.
And even my son, he had a track record that he wanted to beat, and he did it. And he called me and he said, Ma, I beat it, because he's living in Asheville now. He's living with his dad for his high school years or whatever. So he called me and he's like, I did it. And I was like, good, son, that's so good. He was like, I wrote it down. I was like, wow. I love when moments like that happen, when you know that your kids are listening, because my kids, they're always like, oh, here you go with all that weird.
All that,
But they listen to it and they apply it.
Right. Wow, that's cool.
Yes.
Well, look, I don't know why you didn't want to do this. By the way, I had to squeeze your arm to get you on this interview. It's like, no, you got all of this and you didn't want to.
Because guys, everybody on here, I'm truly an introvert at heart. Now, I'm learning to stop saying that, because if I keep saying I'm an introvert, then I'm keep acting like an introvert. So I've always felt like an introvert. I always like to say I'm an introverted extrovert. So once you get in, I'll talk your head off. But it's just that comfort level and getting in. So I know that I need to open my mouth to the world. because I know that there are some things that I can teach, I can share. And then I just said this to a woman today that I was working with. People need people. Like,
Right.
we need each other. We need each other and need the connection. And if you refuse to talk or open your mouth, how are you going to be a
Yeah.
business? So I'm getting my feet wet. I'm jumping on these podcasts.
Yeah.
And I'm just working on opening my mouth and being more comfortable. I'm actually going to sign up for Toastmasters.
You need to do that.
I am.
That's going to be great. That's really going to be great.
Thank you.
And I got a few people I'm going to suggest you to so you can get on
Okay,
their
cool.
podcast, because you need to be out here
Woo.
telling the world about everything you're doing. You got so much going on. Those 16 courses, are they all on that website, on the D?
Yeah, I need to count them.
Okay.
They're there.
Okay.
They all there.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate you for giving us your time, and
Thank
we're
you.
gonna do this again. This is not the only time. We're gonna bring you back again. And
Absolutely.
all right. And so
I
go ahead.
forgot one thing. I
Go
have,
ahead.
and I don't know how I forgot this, but
Okay.
it's another website.
Okay.
You don't have to put it here, but quick
Mm.
thing. I have a website called, it's luxbrandingfirm.com. And the way that this came about is I have a business partner in Houston, and she does what's called the Lux Branding Photo Shoot experience. So basically, with her doing that business and me doing my graphics, we decided to come together and we created the luxbrandingfirm.com. And her name is Marsha McCrae, and she's just a phenomenal businesswoman. She's definitely one of my mentors. Tony, I would love for you to meet her.
Yes.
But
Yes.
like I said, I don't know how I failed to mention that. But she's a branding strategist as well, and I work closely with her. So I would love if we came
Yeah.
back, you could be here too, because she has
Yes. Definitely.
things to drop.
Definitely. We definitely will do that. You say Lux, Lux?
LUXE.
Okay.
Yeah,
Lux Branding
luxbrandingfirm.com. Yep.
luxbrandingfirm.com. Okay. All right. Well, thank you again.
Yes.
Miss Candice, just Candice K.
Thank you.
All right. So this has been another episode of Elite Psyche, the Mental Toughness Show. Don't forget, man, to subscribe, comment, like, do all those things. We're doing pretty well with the subscription, but y'all guys ain't getting in the comment section. Get in the comment section and say boo. You know, it's funny. You know, in the beginning, people are like, I've been doing this like a year and a half. No, we almost 2 years and a half now.
Oh, wow.
And, so I'm looking and asking for comments and get people to get in there. Now, 4 years from now, I ain't gonna like some of the comments. People gonna be in there saying stuff because you get comments, all kind of stuff. I'm be like, oh man, why you say that? Well, yeah, I'm asking for it. So, let's get in the comment section, say a few things, like and subscribe. And because the more you do, the more we can do. All right. So another episode. See you later. Elite Psyche. Peace. At 8.